All right, so we're headed back out the woods to work on the road. But if you notice in the background, something cool happened last night. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow, a little bit. I think it's only like ½ inch. And it's supposed to be 40 degrees tomorrow, so it's not gonna last long. But I tell you what, just for the fun of it, let's start this off with the drone flight of the first winter snow. You wanna do that? Let's do that real quick. Alrighty, so we're starting off flying downriver here. That's the Indiana side that you're looking at on the right-hand side of the screen. So a lot of these cabins you're going to see kind of along the river, especially when we pan to the right here, we make a little turn. These cabins here, these are all short-term vacation rentals, just like you rent out cabins in Gatlinburg. Same thing in this small little river town, you can rent these cabins out. It's really, really beautiful here. A lot of people, a lot of customers, they stay pretty well full from spring through fall. This little wedge here property is owned by the National Forest Service. And there are some massive cottonwood trees on that property. I'm talking 3 or 4 foot in diameter. They're absolute monsters. We're flying over Oil Creek here. We're going to start to pan around. You'll see there's a little private marina. There's about 5 or 6 boats that are kept in there. And then as you look towards the back, you see a few private residents kind of dotted in there, but the majority of that property, everything you're looking at is Hoosier National Forest, especially back up on that ridge there. So that's where we went through on the last video. There's that little bench for reference. All right, came that way. You can see the pile of crap sitting in the middle there still. And this is the direction we're headed now. Let's walk up here and get a little look at it. There's going to be a culvert crossing here somewhere in this area, and I have quite a bit I need to cut off of this. Now I have a feeling when I came through the track hole, I tried to kind of save as many trees as possible, but the ones I left, I knew I'd be able to take out with the dozer. So we may have to take some of these trees out, and that's okay. Let me get to the top of the hill and we'll look back down it. So here we are at the top of the hill looking back down. You can see the dozer sitting there. And just from standing here, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to get into those trees a little bit, and that's fine. We'll get that taken care of. Here's some of those piles we haven't burnt yet that are still sitting here. And then right over there, right on the other side is the start of the loop for the YouTube yacht. So for today's goal, we're gonna try to get from where the loop will start all the way back to where the dozer's at. That's today's goal. That'd be pretty good for today. I say today. No, I'm talking about, I'm just talking about a couple hours here. The kids actually had a snow day with what? Yeah, that amount of snow. The kids got canceled today. The kids got canceled. Class got canceled today. So I'm only gonna work out here for a couple hours because as much as I love my YouTube family, I love my real family more. So we'll get a little bit of this done. Then we'll go hang out with the kiddos. All right, where we gonna put you? Let's find out here. So we're starting this one off the same way we started off the last one. We're getting all this crap pushed up out of the way. We're gonna get some of this stuff cleared out, make us a hole so all of the topsoil, and there's not a lot of topsoil that comes off here. It's very thin throughout the woods, but all the topsoil and kind of nasty muck and crap that we have to get out of the way so we can get the good clay exposed. We're all gonna put it in this hole, but first we gotta make the hole to put it in. So we just came from right there. See that? Got most of the crap pushed off that downhill section and some of those trees out of the way. So the next step is, you saw where we backed up to there. Same thing, we're gonna start pushing that crap off. And just because it's easy to push downhill, we're gonna keep working it all downhill and into that hole down there. And then we can start getting some half-butted ditches, get some of that clay exposed, and get this going the right way. Alright, so we just about got all this crap kind of pushed up and out of the way and into this hole so we can get up on that hill and get that clay exposed. But before we do that, we're going to kind of stare awkwardly at the blade for just a couple seconds. Not really sure how this got in here, but I was too tired to take it out, so I just left it. Now we're on the hill. So we're going to start rolling this clay out of the way. I'm basically just trying to get the clay kind of rolled the width of where the road is going to be. I want to take a second to address a couple comments. There will be a total of 3 culverts on this road. I don't know if I mentioned it in the other videos or not, but people keep asking about culverts. There will be 3 culverts on this road. Don't worry, we'll do videos on that as well. Yes, it would be a lot easier to do these ditches and stuff with the 304 or the 120 or the 140, but none of those are available. The 304 is on a waterline job, the 120 is in pieces in Mike's shop, and the 140 is down on a stump clearing job, so they're not available. The dozers that I have available, yes, I would much rather be using this dozer in the summertime when the dirt is nice and dry and easy to work with, but in the summertime, Mike does this thing where he charges customers to use it, and that's kind of how he makes his profits. So this is what's available at the time. This is what we're going to use. If I can get the bulk of the dozing out of the way, which is what I'm able to do, and then I can come in later with the track hoe, clean up all the ditches, get all the culvert crossings in, and do it that way, then that's how I'm going to do it. Somebody said it the other day, I gotta run what I brung, and this is what I have at the moment in time, so it's what I'm gonna use. So that's where we came from in the last video. You just came off that ladder. I just came off that dozer, which just came off this section right here. And it turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna come out later today and cut some ditches along both sides, and then cut a ditch where the culvert crossing is gonna be so that can drain. It's supposed to come a whole lot of rain next week, so try to get that so it can all dry out. I know this stuff looks really spongy on camera, and it's spongy right now in real life because it's got a little moisture in it. But once we get good ditches cut, and we get all the proper drainage in and it dries out, it's a clay and it sets up like concrete. It sets up really, really hard. So we get it dried out and it'll be perfect for the bottom side of the road. And of course, we're gonna haul a lot of road base in here as well. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm absolutely frigid. It's a lot colder than I expected it to be, so I'm gonna go inside the house. I'm gonna warm up for a little bit, and when we come back, we'll get the drone up in the air and get all kinds of cool shots. As soon as I get my special Caterpillar camera bag mount undone. All right, got it. Going to the house. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, break time's over. We're back out in the woods. See that water accumulating right there? Remember I was talking about wanting to get a ditch across where the culvert's gonna go so it can drain for the time being? I do believe that's gonna be step one. All right, you guys are watching it, and I'm sure you already know, but I'll explain it anyway. The ground conditions are too daggone soft to keep doing what we're trying to do here. I'm still happy with the progress today. We still got the general shape of the road. We got all the clay where we want. We got all the crap underneath pushed down and in this hole out of the way. So whenever it dries up, or we get these ditches and this stuff drains right, and it dries up enough, we can kind of finish cutting those banks back and get in a little bit better shape. But all I'm doing now, pushing around mud, is just wasting diesel fuel. So I do have one other thing we can do in these conditions, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned to find out. So we're back here where we stopped at the end of the road. Muddy kind of thing we're doing. Curves right around down the hill. I've got a few trees I need to take out. We're gonna make a loop drive at the end of this daggone thing. Got a few trees we gotta take out to make it happen though. This guy, this one here, a little feller there, couple down there. You guys get the idea. Some trees we gotta take out. It's not too muddy to take out trees, especially back here. It's really not bad. Let's see if we can get that done. Because once we get more trees underground, we get to burn more things. size these rocks are coming out. Pretty good size rock. Look, there's my feet for reference. Anywho, did you guys get nervous? I got nervous. I got nervous, but it's on the ground. That one's on the ground. That one's on the ground. So the next step, this is going to be the loop. See where that tree's at? It's going to come around that way and all the way around that way. Just follow where the trees are laying, all right? You want to go around the other side so you get it a little better? It's going around this way. We'll just kind of walk it real quick. YouTube yacht's going right out here so it can overlook the forest and see that ridge line in the wintertime. Be beautiful. Then the road's gonna come right up through here. These two little fellers gotta go yet too, but that's not a big deal. Comes right on around where these two are at. And we'll bring it around and we'll cut it right through there so it ties back into the road. Come in, you'll go to the right. This all has to get burnt, cleaned up. You'll go to the right, you'll go down and around where the dozer's at. Back up that far side, through that root wad, and we'll cut right back into there. So have a nice big loop. The next step, honestly, with as wet as it is we're probably done with the dozer portion of it for a little bit until we can get this water redirected and it dries out. I'd like to get the 304 out here, get all that stuff burnt up that we just got down today, get some of these ditches redirected and opened up a little better. So we just came down that hill. This is one of those ditches I'm talking about, opening up with 304. See, that's holding water. Comes down real nice there. And there's one big old clod there I can't get out with the dozer. It would go right across there if I could get that one out. But I'm so terrified to get that dozer hung up that, you know, 755 and turf tires just aren't going to pull that daggone thing out. And I don't want to do that to Mike's equipment. So I'd like to get 304 up here. Maybe the 120? I don't know. Get everything ship shape. Love the ship shape joke. And then, you know, turf tire approved drainage road. All right, so that's what happens when your GoPro battery dies on the way out of the woods. But I was pretty much finished with what I had to say. I was just trying to tell you that I just have about the bulk of the dozing done that I can do this time of year with it. As soon as one of the other track hose becomes available, I'll get it out there, get the ditches all cleaned out, to get some culvert crossings in, so we can get that road base dried out, so we can get some base rock on it. That's kind of the direction we're headed. I'm going to spin around here. I'll throw up a freeze frame. I'll throw some graphics in and kind of point some things out to you from the air so you know where you're at orientation-wise. And as always, thanks for watching, and hey, we'll catch y'all on the next one.